Okay, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to another edition of Football Family Feuds. And today I'm going to be previewing our upcoming match against Everton. So Everton obviously beat us 3-1 this season, so we need to get back to winning ways. They've hit a bit of form actually since Ancelotti has taken over at the club. So talking about Ancelotti, he brings back many fond memories because under him, when we won the double, 2009-10 season, that was some of the best football I've ever witnessed at Stamford Bridge. Not only were we winning games, we were winning games well. We were spanking teams 5, 6, 7, 8. Goals were just flowing, over 100 goals that season, and the football was a joy to watch. You know, the likes of Malouda, Drogba, Lampard, full flow. I think Lampard had his best goal scoring season that year, as did Drogba, who won the Golden Boot. So great memories of Ancelotti at Chelsea. We had a blip in November, which is becoming quite common now, but we picked ourselves up after that period and we just went roller coasted everyone. We just went over everyone for the rest of the season and it was just fantastic. Only sort of blip was the Champions League. We sort of wimped out of that one on both occasions, and that eventually became his downfall. But out of all the managers that we've had who've been sacked, a lot of them we can sort of justify. Jose's third season, harsh probably. Some of the others you can say, okay, I can see why Abramovich did that. But I'm still scratching my head to see why he sacked Ancelotti, because we won the double the season before and then we finished runners-up and he was sacked. Some say in the Everton dressing room, although Chelsea are saying it wasn't in the dressing room, it was probably in one of their offices. But the fact remains he was sacked straight after the game against, strangely enough, Everton, the team we were playing today. So it's coming around full circle actually. Ancelotti now managing Everton. Last game he managed Chelsea was against Everton, so it's going to be a bit of nostalgia. And the fans, I'm sure, are going to give him a fantastic welcome because they still have fond memories of the guy. And he's a likeable manager. So I want him to do well at Everton, but just not tomorrow. So it's important that we win this game. We had a sort of split against Bournemouth with that draw. But the teams below us are not taking advantage. You know, Manchester United drew as well, Tottenham lost. But Wolves are coming up, so they're not to be underestimated because they are 3 points behind us now. So we get a win and Manchester United play Manchester City in a Manchester derby. So I'm hoping perfect weekend would be for us to get the win, Man City to beat Manchester United, Leicester to lose. And that way we drag Leicester back in now. That means that we'll be 4 points or 5 points ahead. No, we'll be, if they lose, we'll be 2 points, I think, behind Leicester. Yeah, 2 points behind Leicester. 6 points ahead of Manchester United. Can't remember who Wolves have got. So Wolves, hopefully Wolves don't get a positive result as well. And top four will be looking more comfortable. But football's not played on paper, it's played on the pitch. So we need to make sure... Ooh, what's going on there? Yeah, sorry about that. We need to make sure that we do our job. Don't rely on any other teams to do anything for us. Do our job and hopefully everything else will sort itself out. So, Frank Lampard's just at his press conference and just got a few notes on that. So he was talking about Ancelotti because obviously he used to play under him. He refers to him as a great manager with excellent tactics, likeable lad, always approachable to go and talk to. And he says, again, like me, he wishes him all the best in his managing Everton. They spoke about the coronavirus and there was mention about playing behind closed doors, and Frank's response was, if that's what needs to be done, it has to be done. It's not ideal because football's all about the supporters, the atmosphere within the grounds, and if we lose that, it's taken a bit away from the game. But health is more important than entertainment. It'll be interesting to see actually what the league does if they are played behind closed doors? Are they going to be something similar to what happened with the Amazon deal, where they show all the matches on TV? Because obviously there's going to be people who want to see their team play who won't be able to, so they'll have to probably televise all the games if that is going to be the case. But probably won't come to that, but contingencies has to be put in place just in case that happens. Also mentioned about Giroud, and this is going on from talks in the newspaper today, where it says Giroud will be happy to sign a new contract if need be. So he asked about that, and he said that the destiny is in his own hands. They're concentrating on this season and what happens at the end of the season with regards to player movement. Then that's when it will be discussed. But Giroud has played well. If he's willing to play up a backup role, I think he still can be of use to Chelsea, as we've seen this week against magnificent performance against Liverpool. He gives us another option, a different type of option, and I for one will be happy to have him here as a backup striker. Comment below what you think. Would you be happy if Giroud stayed at Chelsea, or do you think it's time for him to move on? I still want to bring in another striker, but I won't mind having him here as the third striker option. Then he went on to speak about Billy Gilmour, and he was asked whether anything had changed with him in training after his excellent performance against Liverpool. But he said he's just a down-to-earth lad, nothing's changed with him. He described him as being very determined, very smart, hard-working, and he's got the same attitude as he had before. So he probably will start. He didn't mention that he'll start, but I think he's probably going to start at the weekend. But talking about Gilmour, actually, I saw this stupid story in the paper today that Pep Guardiola is after him, and that Manchester City are going to try all in their power to get him. First of all, he turned down Barcelona to join Chelsea. Secondly, he's on a long-term contract. And thirdly, Man City may not even be in the Premier League next season. If UEFA are kicking them out of the Champions League, then, Premier League, if they had a bit of guts, will relegate them to the Championship. So they've got bigger fish to fry. So rather than going after one of our promising stars, to sort your house out. So injuries, on the injury front, some positive news and some not so good news. The first bit's positive news. Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Pulisic both had a match, a behind closed door match, in-house match, to gain match fitness. So Pulisic, obviously the fact that he's played in this match means that he's close to a return. And with Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he said he still requires more fitness. That's why he played in this match. So I don't expect to see him play tomorrow. But he only played half the match, so he may be on the bench for tomorrow because obviously we're short of players. So don't expect him to start, but probably on the bench. Maybe give him 10-15 minutes towards the end if he needs to come on. If he doesn't need to come on, then I doubt he'll still come play. Callum Hudson-Odoi is having a scan on his aggravated hamstring injury, so that's a setback for him, and we don't know how long he's going to be out for. The scan will reveal the extent of the injury. And then Kovacic is not going to be fit for this week. He may be fit for the next week, so it's not as bad as we first thought, but he's definitely going to be out for Sunday's game. And finally, Willian's going to be assessed. It's a day-by-day assessment, so he probably have a late fitness test before on Sunday morning before making a decision whether he's going to be playing or not. But at the moment, he's a doubt. And Abraham probably won't be back until the end of the month. So that is the update on all our injured players. Kante, you didn't mention Kante actually, but Kante is still out. So we are going to be without probably 9 first teamers this weekend. So not ideal, but we could do it because the midfield of Ross Barkley, who I was a bit critical of in my match review, having looked at the game again, he did better than I thought he did. He just made he's still making a few mistakes, but in all, he did okay. So I think, yeah, so apologies to Ross Barkley. So Ross Barkley will be going back to his old stomping ground as well, ex-Everton player, so I'm sure that he's going to go there with a point to prove. He left on bad terms, so he's going to expect a lot of boos from the Everton supporters from him because they didn't like the way in which he left the club. So hopefully he's going to, as I said, play with like a man possessed against his former club and put in a stellar performance. As I said, Billy Gilmour, if he can continue the form that he showed against another Merseyside team in Liverpool, that'd be great. And so, depending on whether Willian's fit or not, we may see Reece James move into the middle of the park. He's done it a few times at Wigan to great effect. So that may be an interesting one, putting him in there. If Willian is fit, then it's probably going to be Willian and Pedro either side of Giroud, and Mason Mount would drop deeper into the midfield position. Probably someone like Angerin may be on the bench as well if we are short of midfielders. I'm not sure whether he was going to go back to the 5 at the back. I hope not. I hope he just does the same formation as we played against Liverpool the other day. So, what am I going for score-wise? I'm going for a 1-1 draw. And the reason I'm going for one, I'm always going to be a bit negative when it comes to predicting results, because I went for a 2-1 Liverpool victory the other day, hoping that we'll win. Because as I said in my last video, my predicting results is just poor. So if I go for a 1-1 in the hope that Chelsea actually win the game, that'd be good. So I'm going to stick with a 1-1. Put your predictions below. And what's your team going to be tomorrow? Who would you have in our midfield? Bearing in mind we've got all these injuries, who would you like to see playing in the game tomorrow? As I said, we have got no choice really, because we're down to the bare bones, and the team will probably pick itself with the only 11 fit players that we've got in the team at the moment. Is hoping for a good performance, is hoping for a good win, and is hoping for no more injuries. Don't need any more injuries. So guys, remember, like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications, keep that blue flag flying high, and I'll see you on Sunday for the match review. Hopefully it'll be a good one and I'll have a smile on my face.